Okay, we're recording. So,
Nice.
hello everyone. Welcome to the Big O TV, where being organized feels so good. I'm your host, Aja Makita, the Organista, and I am a productivity recovery strategist who creates organizational and time management tools for busy creatives and vendors just like you who want to be amazingly successful. So here on the Big O TV, you're going to get tips and tools and resources that you can begin using today to help you go from panic to productive. Doesn't that sound yummy? Now, just to let you know, you can ask questions anytime by typing a slash and then capital Q in the chat box right before your question. And what that's going to do is it's going to pop the questions over to the box so that we can see them. And all the questions are going to be answered at the end so that we're making the best use of our time. But go ahead, if you have a question that pops up in your mind, then just put it in the chat box and we'll answer it at the end. Also to let you know that ever so often I do run a 10-day challenge, which is great for those of you who want to jumpstart the process of developing the healthy habits that you need to focus and prioritize your tasks and your goals and be your most productive self. And you can sign up at thebigochallenge.com, which I've put over in the box for you to click on that link. So today we have on the show Mia Davis. Welcome, Mia.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited that you're here. Very, very excited. Now, Mia is a holistic health coach, wellness consultant, and speaker. Trained in Oriental medicine and over 100 dietary theories from around the world. She helps women achieve better health using simple, natural solutions and radical self-love actions. In addition, Mia is an avid entrepreneur with a passion for business. She's the health coach and co-visionary behind mindfulmethods.com, an online natural products company. When she's not helping women reach their healthiest potential, she's assisting others in bringing their creative business ideas into reality. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
I'm just really excited that you're here. I know that you have a plethora of ideas and just your background alone in the many areas of passions that you have. So being here is just going to be the most amazing thing for the audience here. I'm just so happy that you're here.
Thanks for having me. I hope that, I can give them some value tonight for sure.
Definitely. So let's just jump right on into questions, Mia. What has been the biggest challenge that you've encountered in your business and why?
Oh, wow. I would have to say the biggest challenge that I've had, and I think this is common for many business owners, is time management. Being able to organize time. And you would think coming out of grad school and starting my own business that I would still have that time management down, but it's very different from, what I used to do for school and really trying to manage my time within the business that I work from home. It presents many challenges that are different from, that grad school life that I was used to. So being able to manage my time and get the most value out of that time has been the biggest challenge. And I think that there can be a lot of business owners out there that'll agree with me on that.
Oh, definitely so. I think I'm one of them. So, yes. Now, why do you think this is your biggest challenge? Out of all the different ones that could have been, why is this one your biggest?
I think this one is my biggest just because, it's something that, like I said, I came from a very structured school life. I did have to manage my time and I did it very well there. But it was very rigorous because I knew that I had to be at, cadaver lab at a certain time. And then I only had, 10 minutes to eat lunch. And then I had to be somewhere else in a different location. Whereas now, I work from home. And so the challenges from home are things that were really unexpected when I transitioned from grad school to working straight in my own business. And a lot of that, you think it's going to be easy because, oh, I just roll out of bed and go straight to work. I'm like, well, no, I could do the laundry. I have the dog there that's looking at me and, errands to run. And there are so many other distractions that you have to face when you're, first building a business and you're learning how to manage your time within that. And also when you are an entrepreneur or solopreneur who's really working everything from home rather than a structured business setting. So that's why.
Yeah, I too have really suffered from the lack of time management in my business as well, because I have kids and I homeschool now, and also have a cat looking at me in the morning too, like you have a dog. So it gets really, it's like, okay, do I do this first? Do I do that? And so having a structure that you can use that is really built upon your personal life has really been really great for me. So definitely understand that one. Now, what did you do to overcome your obstacle?
Well, I have to say, before I overcame that obstacle, I bumped my head so many different times, and I say that because I don't want business owners and people who are starting business to get discouraged that, they have to be able to have a good, they're going to get it right the first time. That's not necessarily true. And it was definitely, not true for me coming out. I really did have to see what worked for me within my own home, within my own business structure. So with mindful methods, it was kind of savvy just to take the mindful approach to that. And if anyone knows about mindfulness is basically paying attention on purpose, taking things that you do in everyday life and becoming more aware of it. That way you can really be objective and really observe, how do you feel in this moment? Is this an energy drainer for you? Is this something that, makes you feel good? Or is this something that you really, begrudge and really hate doing? It really opens you up to make a connection with your business. So I had to, and I have notes here, just to keep everything in line because I have a lot of good tips to share. But I had to really, get clear on where my time was being distributed. That was first and foremost because, especially when you have a business from home, I'm doing a lot of social media things behind the scenes. In addition to being the health coach for Mindful Methods, I also do a lot of the management behind the scenes. So I had to manage my time between, getting new clients, seeing old clients, doing, package runs, emails, inventory, all of that. So I had to really see where was I spending the most time, where I could really spend more time, doing more things, and where was I wasting time. That was a big key for me. I had to really find out where was I wasting that time. And what I found within my own business is I would get sucked into social media. I would go in just to post a couple blurbs on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook for the day. And then I'm like, oh, that's a cute pair of shoes. Or, oh, I wonder what Aj is up to today. Let me just send a message. And before long, you're reading articles and you're liking baby pictures and you're laughing at those little short videos. So that was, and I can be honest about that. That's where I was really wasting time at, was just focused on, connecting in that way. And so being able to see that, I was able to create a daily plan of action based off of that. So what that looked like for me was really, how much time do I really need, on social media? Where am I really struggling at in my business where I can apply that time? And you have to really get honest with yourself about those things. And once I was honest with myself, no shade or no shame involved, just, okay, Mia, this is what you're doing. Then I was able to look at it clearly and make the intuitive changes that I needed to in order for my business to run a little bit more smoothly.
I feel you 110% on that, especially with the social media aspect, because as business owners, we really do have to be out there on social media and presenting ourselves, and not just presenting ourselves, but building relationships. And it kind of gets to be a blurred line between building that relationship and then just having fun lollygagging, so that really is something that people need to take a look at within their own selves and in their own business, and being quite honest and not throwing shade, as you say, and really dig in to see, where's their BS time, where can they have better time management. Yeah, I actually have what I call a BS time management tool that I might provide that to everyone. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do that, but it really helps you to just look at where you're spending that BS time, why you're there, and where could it be better? Could your time be spent better to get done the things that need to get done, the things that really matter in your business? So I totally, I mean, I struggle with that one too, especially being more on social media. It's like, well, they say you're supposed to build relationships and everything like that. But there's a line between building a relationship and then just lollygagging and having fun. Looking at those baby pictures and those videos.
It's interesting because, starting out, you don't intuitively know, when they say that you have to connect on social media. When I first started my business, I thought, wow, so I need to really be spending a lot of my time, not only just putting stuff out there, but connecting with people, also, staying up to date on friends. And I really did not understand that it didn't really take as much time as I was spending to do all those things. I still could do those things, but I really had to be smart about how I managed that time and made sure that it wasn't compromising, my business at the same time. So.
Right. And I'm actually the exact opposite. I don't like being on social media, and I have a hard time connecting with people and really just sharing my life with people, with, just anything, even little things about my cat or my kids, And so I really have to start really putting myself out there a little bit more to be relatable to people, because I'm just not on social media very often. So it's like from one end of the spectrum to the other end. It's somewhere in between. That's
right. And not only, and I'll say this too, not only just social media, but also, being smart about that time, but also asking yourself, what needs to get done versus what I want to get done. Those are two different things. And if you're operating from just your emotions, we just got a little video bomb there. Cute. But, seeing, looking at what I wanted to get done was very different from what I needed to get done, and you really do have to look at that, within your business to really stay focused.
One more again, keep it walking. Yes, exactly. So give us some advice for the people who struggle with the same issue that you have, time management and such. Give us some advice for the people who struggle with that same issue.
I actually have a couple of tips written down here that I needed to make sure that I'm clear about, because this is what worked in my business, and I want to be clear that not everything that worked for me isn't going to work for every single business. You really have to be honest with yourself and how focused you are, and what your tasks are that you need to get done. But the first thing is I had to really plan my day or my week for, I would say this, I would plan it at least a week out or a day out. That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Aw. She must know I love cats, so she just wants to,
the flowers over here, and they're fake, so, but I still don't want her messing up my stuff. But
so one of it was, I had to plan my week ahead of time. So on Sunday nights, that was a better day, for me. For most people, it might be, planning it at the end of the last week. Like, this is, we're filming this on a Friday. So for some people, after their week is done, they're like, okay, let's go ahead and plan out my next week. So I would do that, and then I typically would review it the night before, every day the night before to see what changes needed to be made, what I was able to get done the first day, what needed to be, kind of crossed over to the next day. The second was,
okay. So if you don't get it done the first day, then
correct.
You put it on the next day's list?
And so the second was, I would have to get clear about everything I needed to get done in that day. So if I'm on Monday, what are Monday's tasks? What do I need to get done on Monday? Or, and sometimes I would group in there everything I wanted to get done, so I do that for every day. And then after you have that all written out, and I really do encourage, business owners, if this is your first time kind of getting this, feel free after this to take out a sheet of paper and run through, do a sample day, a Monday, what you want to get done. And then I started to eliminate things from my list, because what you'll see there is a lot of times you put more on your list than you can handle, right? And more than is necessary to be productive for that day and to get done what you need to for business. Now, that's not to say that you're going to have days where you're going to have more things to do than others, but, this is a way of really prioritizing that and seeing, what really needs to get done. And after you've done this, week after week and whatnot, you'll start to get a flow of what really needs to happen versus what you really just want to happen. Okay. And so the next thing is, once you start eliminating things from your list, see what you can outsource. And by outsource, if you've never heard that term before, that means see what you can get someone else to do for you, whether it's for free or for paid.
Right.
Now, my own personal story, the way I looked at it is, what were those tasks that I absolutely hated doing that I really could get somebody else to do? So a lot of that, when I first began, I didn't know a lot about copywriting. I didn't know a lot about social media or getting Twitter followers or Instagram followers. I didn't know all of that stuff. So I had to outsource someone to really help me to do that, to be able to build that, to write some copy for me. And once they started doing that, I started to, to see that, wow, this is easier. This lightened my load so much, because as women, and right now we have a boom of women entrepreneurs that are starting businesses each and every day. So I'm talking directly to you. A lot of times, because we're used to doing so much with family, juggling so many different things, we tend to take on a lot in our business too. And we don't need to have all of that weight on our shoulders. Now, and I'm sure that you understand that too, having a family and having a pet and all of that.
Exactly.
And so I love that I froze on that face, by the way. Hopefully I come back pretty soon here, but I'll just continue talking and sharing this information. So, there we go. So when I outsourced, when I first started my business, I was coming out of grad school. I really didn't have any money to spend on some of the big social media marketers and, the big copywriters. So resources such as Fiverr.com, Odesk, Elance, all of those are really good tools and resources to help you get started for, a little bit of money. Fiverr is $5, sometimes it's a little bit extra for certain jobs, but that's certainly a lot less than what you would pay someone, another professional. And a lot of times these are professionals, who are working in their field, who are very good at what they do, but this is like a side hustle. And so, don't think that you're going to get, bad quality work because it's cheaper pay. It's excellent work, and it's the same as if you were to get it done by, and pay a bigger price tag. So that was one.
I'm really glad that you said that, because I think that a lot of times Fiverr gets a bad rap because of price, and they don't realize that if you just give the people a chance, that they're going to turn out some really, really great stuff for you. And if they don't, And they most of them that I've come across, they really try to
absolutely
be happy. So they're just like you and I, trying to put out their best and give their best,
right.
And they're just like
exactly. So the next is see what's left on that list after you've gone through, and you've seen, you've kind of chopped off the things that you just want to do or that you can outsource. Then the next step is to prioritize what you have left into most important that you have to get done, top priority, to something that can maybe, get done a little bit later on in that day, or even maybe the next day. So, that's one of the biggest tips that I had. And that's one of the hardest ones for me, because when I first started, I felt like everything was urgent and I had to get it done that day. But as I learned, and it depends, on your business of, what you really need to do. But for me, as I learned, I really there was a lot that I didn't have to try to crunch into a small time. And so after I did that, I estimated how much time it would take to do each task. So with social media, where I would spend 2 hours sometimes just typing away and saying hi and liking and loving and all of that, I only needed 15 minutes to do all of that. When I really got down to it, I really only needed 15 minutes. So be honest with yourself. Try to guesstimate exactly how much time you need, and plan for that. And then the last thing is to eliminate distractions and start to take action. So that could mean, putting your phone on silence or turning it off, or putting it in another room. That could mean like I do a lot of, is shutting the dog out of the room, or, keeping everyone else away so you could, really focus on those tasks and sometimes that means making sure the television isn't on, whatever you have that could be a possible distraction for you, or you've noticed has been a distraction for you. Go ahead and see if you can, eliminate those distractions, and then look at your list and go through it. You'll be surprised at just the short amount of time it takes to get through everything, and it helps you manage your business. And a lot of times, you don't need as much time as you think you need for all of those things, and you get it done so much quicker, and you have time to do those things that you really want to do.
Exactly. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that one. It really doesn't take as much time most of the time as you think, especially for something like the social media. If you really have a hard time with making sure that you're only spending a certain amount of time on that, set a timer. You can use your phone even as a timer. There's an echo in here. I don't know why that echo is in there. Also, one of the things that I come across a lot too is people are mixing up what a task is and what a project is. They're putting projects on their list of tasks, and that just doesn't work that way. I'm going to put my headphones in and see if this echo goes. Do you hear that echo?
I don't on my end, but it could just be on yours.
Okay. Well, if you don't hear, then they're probably not going to hear it either, so I'll just leave it there. So the whole task and project thing, even if it is just a small project, there's so many steps that are involved in projects sometimes that you just can't put it in a little task.
Exactly.
So I would really think about that as well, that if you're writing your to-do list and you're putting projects on as a task, then you may need to rethink about where that needs to go, and because that's going to take up a lot of steps. A friend of mine was talking about doing a photo shoot, and she says, just one day. Well, photo shoots, okay, well, now you have to think about what you're going to wear, get the kids, make sure you have dinner done that day, what other work you need to do for the photo shoot. And so it's just like, if you do just one little thing, it's like, it may only take an hour and a half or so, but there's a lot of stuff that
absolutely.
So I think that's another thing there is task.
Exactly, and you have to be honest with yourself about that. Another thing I want to tell you too is, if you're doing this for each week, you'll get good at it. Not only that, but also you can start chunking your time too. So you can set it up, especially if you are an entrepreneur, you can set it up to have the schedule that you want. So you might be able to, once you get good at your tasks, everything on your list, your priorities, what you might be able to do is say, Mondays and Wednesdays are really my days to see clients, or, whatever it is that you provide, your service, to really give that service out. And then the other, 2 days or 3 days, you're really working on, promoting, getting more clients, marketing, social media, catching up on paperwork, emails. You can really start to chunk those times within your schedule, so that that on certain days you have one specific focus, or maybe just 2 or 3 specific focuses. And that really does help to de-stress your day. I found that really does help. It keeps you on task, and it does really help to set you up for the kind of lifestyle that you want. If you can't do it right away in the beginning of your business, still, have those days, or still have that sheet that you chunk your time, let's say from like 10 to 12, you're seeing clients, and from 1 to 4, you're, doing workshops or whatever else you do in your business. And you can still put that up, and you can make gradual changes to your schedule as you start to get better with your time in business to meet that, and that's really also a good way to stay on path for your goals in your business as well.
Exactly. Another thing too with that is a lot of times we as new business owners, there's a lot of what you don't hear about on the back end, that the bigger people, they're where they want to be, and they've got their schedules, and they can do things from off to Hawaii and everything. A lot of times we don't think about the extra work that we have to put in too as new business owners, that our schedules are going to be a little bit different. But at the same time, though, like you were saying, this is for you, being honest with yourself, to be able to plan your schedule around your lifestyle, not plan your lifestyle around your schedule. I mean, that's one of the reasons.
Right, for that time, owners, right? That time freedom, for sure.
Exactly. But keeping in mind that we probably do have to work a little bit harder on someone who's already where we want to be, but also keeping in mind that there's a balance there of really planning your schedule according to your lifestyle. Nothing going on. Don't let your schedule rule your life. Okay. So the next question is, if you could go back to you at the start of your business, what would you say to yourself?
Oh, wow. I'd probably give myself a strong drink first and say, relax. I'm kidding, but I would tell myself to relax. I would tell myself not to worry about the many failures, because that's only just the path to your success. You're going to have them, and when I first started, I got so discouraged. I got so discouraged. I thought, oh, my business is going to fail, and maybe I'm not cut out for this. But, if you look at any successful business owner, anybody, and ask them how many times they failed, they probably can't count it on their fingers. And I think that's what sets true business owners and entrepreneurs apart, is that you don't give up. You're passionate about your dream, and you keep at it. And when you do fail, you learn from that, and you apply that to your next attempt in a way that helps you grow and evolve as a business person. So that's something that I would tell myself. And the other thing I would say is don't worry about being perfect. Right?
Oh,
we worry too much about.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Now, I thought your number 1 was like amazing, but your number 2 is like everything. I mean, everything. There was, I had a coach named Kim Flynn. I know I've talked about her like a gazillion times. All my friends are hear me saying, Kim Flynn. But she used to say, Done is better than perfect. And it really
I'm going to give you props on that one, because
done is better than perfect.
Yes, and that actually, I would say, to make that your mantra. When you sit down to start a project, make that your mantra. And I say that because, I'm just going to say, as a student, when I was growing up, I was a straight A student. And I thought, coming off of that into business, I will say I was not used to giving myself an F, because, I felt that way when I would attempt something and it would fail. I'm like, oh, I got an F. That's how I would think of it. I'm like, man, why am I failing? Now it's because I was trying to be so perfect, about everything. I had, having my website perfect before I can go and talk to clients, or having all of my social media pages done before I can even think about moving on to something else in my business. And it's like, your main reason for business is not only because it's something you love, but it's something that's going to give you financial freedom. And that should be your main focus when you wake up in the morning is, am I still doing my purpose? And what can I do today to create financial freedom for myself, but also, to give value to whoever you're serving, if that's, the business that you're in. How do I give value? Those are 3 really, really amazing questions that you can ask every morning to get clear. So I would tell myself, don't try to be perfect at everything. You're going to fail, like we just talked about, and you're going to succeed. And you have to be able to smile through all of that, pick yourself up and say, okay, what did I learn? How can I apply it? And not shame yourself for not getting it right the first time.
A funny story is, for me, is all the businesses that I've had over the past 5 years. When things didn't go so right, I just was like, oh, well, and then I would go into the next thing. And it didn't hit me to maybe about a year and a half later, or actually a year and a half ago, that, oh, I actually kind of really messed all this stuff up. Because I could just go on and on and on. It didn't work this way, then I would go on to the next thing. It didn't work that way. And I really didn't let it get me down, but that was because I wasn't thinking about it, honestly, until, just like I said, about a year and a half ago, it was just like, oh, wow, I failed. I didn't realize that. But now I see that all the things that I called failed were, amazing learning opportunities. Now I know don't do that. Now I know I should do this. Now I know that, well, that's the wrong way to go. Well, and then having a mantra, that's something that I can work with, and then keeping on focus and on track with what my goal is every month, every day, every month. So it's just a learning process, and people get so upset about that when they fail, but it's just, they're going to look back and it's going to just be like, oh, okay, well, I know now
exactly.
What not to
and I would
do.
say this, because I bumped my head around so many times. I can't even tell you. I could probably write a book about all of my failures in business over the last 4 years. But because
head bumpers.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and trademark that. But because I bumped my head around so much, I feel like I'm able to give great advice to others in regards to starting a business, or even just to counsel them on when they're having those tough times. Because, like you said, when you look back at it, it's not going to seem, like such a failure. You're not going to have that embarrassment. It's going to be, a great moment for you. And like Oprah says, those moments are going to lead to some of your best aha moments, in your business. And
and being able to pass that on to somebody else. Doesn't it make you feel good?
We all need that wisdom, and it's good to come from a place where someone who has been there, and who's willing to share that information with you. It's valuable.
Exactly. Very, very valuable. That's all it is you learning how to give value to somebody else.
Yes.
So, okay. So the next question is, thank you. Now we all have that quirky little thing about us that we have going on within ourselves. So tell everybody something quirky about you that nobody else knows.
Oh man, those who really know me, they know my quirks.
They know all your quirkiness.
I mean, I don't hide it. You know, I'm holding back from my quirkiness right now, just because we're on this. We're on Blab here, but you know, I feel like, you know, I've always been a quirky person, but I don't know if this is really a quirk, but something that not a lot of people know about me is that I used to be a dog trainer. And you know, before I got into holistic medicine and acupuncture and all of that, helping women and helping people, you know, I was on the fast track to becoming a veterinarian. But while I was, you know, doing that, I was certified and I was training dogs and leading puppy obedience and, you know, reading all the dog behavior books and dog nutrition and so, yeah, you know, I could start a business and be a dog trainer, you know. But, you know, I think most people see from my dog Zora that she's very well trained, and she's a pretty good, you've seen her, you know, and she's a pretty well behaved dog. So, you know, I think people are very surprised to learn that, you know, I can lead a dog to greatness, so to speak.
Well, that is something really, really quirky. I did not. I think I kind of knew that, but that was not something that I would have stayed on my mind. But that's beautiful. That's a really cute, quirky thing you got going on. That's an intelligent one. I'm not so sure that counts as quirky. I don't know about that.
Oh, we'll have to throw that out and do another.
Okay. We'll think about that. Okay. So tell us now, what do you have going on in your business?
Wow. Well, you know, we have, you know, Mindful Methods is a company that we provide, you know, mindful products for natural living and natural products for mindful living. And right now what we have going on is starting April 1st, we have the 30-day Be Mindful Challenge. And it's a free challenge that's a virtual group challenge for really anybody who wants to have a little bit more connection with their mind, body, spirit. We're going to be leading them through 4 weeks of mindful practices that they can apply to their everyday life in order to bring more joy, more peace, more happiness, and also more clarity to their lives. And thank you for putting that in the chat there. But to bring more mindfulness to their lives so that they can really reconnect with themselves, find that joy that they're seeking in everything that they do. And also to be able to organize their life in a way that feels right for them and really makes their soul come alive. So we have that going on. It starts April 1st. We're going to be covering mindset, positive mindset, meditation, body movement, you know, clean eating, emotional eating, which is a big one that, you know, happens when you're not mindful. And we're also going to be covering some, you know, some things about gratitude and how to actually create that inner thankfulness each and every day. So we're going to lead you through 4 weeks of that. And then at the end, which ends April 30th, we're going to select 3 participants who, you know, is active in our Facebook private group page and on Instagram sharing their mindfulness pictures. We're going to select, of those people, we're going to select 3 to win a prize from Mindful Methods. So it's a pretty good thing to do, not only for yourself, also for the prize if you're interested in that. But, you know, it's a great thing to bring a friend for an accountability partner. You might find one within the group, but to bring somebody in and to really transform your life in a very short period of time, which is very possible. That's gorgeous.
That's gorgeous. And
yes,
this is a free program.
So you can go right on our website, mindfulmethods.com, and you'll see a slider right there. You click on it and you can sign up. It takes about 2 seconds to do, and you'll be all signed up, and you'll start to get daily emails from myself. I'll be hosting it, and I'll be guiding it through the Facebook group, and also, you know, on Instagram. and you can ask me questions. I'll be giving you tips, tools, handouts, and checklists throughout the whole challenge to keep you focused and on target. And, I'll also be available via email if there's personal questions that you want to ask, or anything else. So I'm going to be there as your personal coach for the entire 30 days.
Wonderful. And I just want to let anyone who is watching now on the replay, if you're watching this, and this is the replay, I should say, then you still have time to sign up. It is the 18th of March, and it doesn't start until April.
April 1st. April Fool's Day. And it's not a joke.
April 1st.
I promise it's a real challenge. It's not April Fool's joke. That'd be pretty epic and horrible of me to do that. But I will say this too, that even after the challenge has started, if you are, coming on to this late, you can still sign up and just join in when you can. It's never too late to start a mindful practice. So you can definitely do that and still be a part of it.
Well, great. Well, that is absolutely amazing. Well, I know that I'm joining, so I don't know about the rest of you all, but Mia is actually my health coach. And I've learned so much. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that on my website, She Changes the World, I have on there in my About Me that I love chocolate avocado pudding. This is the one who turned me on to that.
It was. It was in one of our first conversations. I remember that. And I think it was 2 hours later, I got a call, and you were at the store already to get ingredients, and you made it and you enjoyed it. So I'm glad you do, because it's one of my favorites too.
I have been enjoying it ever since. It's just the most amazing thing. And over the years, you've given me some amazing advice. Some I've taken and used, and it's been great. Some I did not use, and I suffered dearly for it. So I thank you so much. Everything, all of the whole challenge sounds absolutely amazing, and I thank you for offering it to everyone, because we definitely need it.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for sharing with us. You guys, the link is in the chat box at mindfulmethods.com. If you'd like to join the challenge, please do. Bring a friend, share the information with everyone. And I thank you for being on the Big O TV. And we'll see you next time for some amazing, feel-good organizational tips. Have a great day.